When it comes to single-player games, some titles don't give you a moment to breathe. They throw you into the action and keep the intensity high from start to finish. In this video, we'll look at the best single-player games packed with non-stop action. Before we jump into the list, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It really helps me out and lets me keep making awesome videos like this one. Now, without wasting more time, let's get into the video.
Oh, great. Where did this giant...
Bulletstorm came out in 2011 and really shook things up in the first-person shooter world. It wasn't just another shooter, it brought fresh action mechanics, especially with its unique scoring system that rewarded you for being creative in how you took down enemies. Even now, in an era full of games like the Dune reboot, Bulletstorm still stands out as something truly different. The game pushes you to kill enemies in wild and inventive ways, giving you points for pulling off crazy combos. While it doesn't offer the same freedom of movement as some newer games, there's no jump button. For example, it makes up for that with some awesome tools. You've got a powerful slide, a heavy boot that can send enemies flying, and an energy whip that lets you pull foes towards you or slam them into traps. It might sound simple, but when you mix all these moves together, the chaos you can create is just insane. What really makes Bulletstorm special is its environment. The levels are packed with deadly traps like spike walls, bottomless pits, explosive barrels, and even man-eating plants. It's like the whole world is designed to help you cause as much mayhem as possible. The gameplay is just plain fun, fast, intense, and over the top. The story is pretty short, but a wild ride constantly throwing new challenges your way. Sure, the violence is pretty graphic, and the characters and dialogue can feel a bit immature at times, but somehow it all fits together. If you're in the right mood, Bulletstorm just clicks. It's a blast to play and totally unforgettable.
That's where it's at.
Platinum Games has definitely made a name for themselves with their wild, over-the-top action games, and Vanquish is one of their most underrated masterpieces. Released in 2010 as a follow-up to Bayonetta, it's a third-person shooter set on a futuristic space station taken over by robots. At first, it might seem like your typical cover shooter similar to Gears of War, but once you jump in, the game kicks into high gear. The pace is lightning fast, the action never stops, and everything feels chaotic and intense. One of the coolest features is the boost meter, which lets you rocket around the battlefield at insane speeds. It's perfect for dodging bullets and getting the drop on enemies, but there's a catch if you overheat your suit by boosting too much. You get stuck vulnerable for a bit, so learning when to boost and when to hold back is crucial to surviving and dominating fights. Vanquish also shines with its unique sliding boost mechanic, letting you slide into and out of cover at high speed, often triggering slow-motion aiming to take out enemies more precisely. Plus, you can use melee attacks, explosives, and even commandeer enemy vehicles or turrets for extra firepower. The game's cover system is taken to the next level with destructible cover and bullets flying from all directions, making you stay on the move constantly. While Platinum Games has other hits, like Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance and the wonderful 101, Vanquish often flies under the radar, which is a real shame. It's one of their best and most explosive games that offers a fresh, adrenaline-pumping take on third-person shooters. If you haven't played it yet, it's absolutely worth diving into. You'll find a thrilling, fast-paced experience unlike any other. If you're into roguelikes, you've got to check out Dead Cells. It's one of those games that really stands out from the crowd, and for good reason. It's got this perfect blend of exploration and combat, all wrapped up in a super stylish and intense package. You'll be playing as this tiny, agile character navigating through these procedurally generated castle levels that are basically like a Metroidvania game. At first, it might look a bit simple, but trust me, the gameplay is anything but. The combat is lightning fast, and the character building options are super deep, so you'll always be challenged and engaged. Although the combat might not be the most technically polished, the wide variety of weapons, powers, and builds means every run is unique. It's one of those games that's hard to put down once you're on a roll. The game can be tough and sometimes frustrating, but once you get the hang of it, it's incredibly rewarding. The game moves at this crazy fast pace, and the freedom of movement is amazing, so every run feels fresh and exciting. Breaking through the difficulty barrier in Dead Cells is an amazing feeling too. It's like you finally crack the code and suddenly everything clicks into place. So if you're up for a challenge and you're looking for a game that's going to keep you on your toes, Dead Cells is definitely worth checking out. Doom Eternal takes the classic Doom formula and amplifies it to a whole new level. I mean, the first Doom reboot was all about fast-paced action and brutal combat, but Doom Eternal kicks it up a notch by adding in some serious complexity. It's like they took the best parts of a character action game like Devil May Cry and merged it with the intense first-person shooter feel of Doom. The gameplay is ridiculously fast-paced and challenging. You're not just running around and shooting stuff neat. You've got to juggle a ton of different mechanics like jumps, dashes, power-ups, blood punches, chainsaw fuel, and those sweet, sweet glory kills. It's like solving a high-speed puzzle where timing and quick decisions are everything. And let me tell you, it's a rush like no other. At first, it can feel a bit overwhelming, especially if you're used to more traditional shooters. But once you get the hang of it, Doom Eternal becomes one of the most thrilling and intense games out there. It's like your brain has to shift into a whole new gear, and when you do, the combat becomes this beautiful, brutal dance. It's not for everyone. I'll admit, it's tough, it's exhausting, and sometimes it's a bit too much. But for those who dive in and master the mechanics, the payoff is huge. The fights are some of the most satisfying and brutal you'll find in gaming. Doom Eternal is absolutely awesome, and if you haven't checked it out yet, you need to give it a shot. Have you ever played a game that just throws you into the action and doesn't let up? Because Severed Steel is exactly that. This game is like a shot of espresso for your gaming senses. It's fast, it's furious, and it's a whole lot of fun. I mean, think about it. You've got a game that combines the lightning-quick combat of Fear with the over-the-top intensity of Hotline Miami. And then you add in fully destructible environments thanks to the game's voxel-based graphics. It's like a recipe for disaster. Now, I know some FPS games have wall running, but Severed Steel takes it to a whole new level. You can kick off walls, slide around, kick enemies, throw guns, and even flip upside down. It's like you're a parkour master, but instead of just navigating obstacles, you're taking down bad guys left and right. The movement system is so fast and versatile that it might feel a bit overwhelming at first, and the game doesn't exactly go easy on you either, but trust me, it's worth it. Once you get the hang of it, gliding through levels like a total boss, it feels amazing. You'll be taking down enemies with ease, and it's just the best feeling. Now, I know the graphics might not be the most flashy or fancy, but honestly, it doesn't matter. The gameplay is so smooth, so satisfying that you won't even notice. So if you're looking for a game that's all about action, intensity, and just feeling like a total badass, Severed Steel is definitely the way to go. Sifu is a truly unique action game that feels more like a modern beat-em-up packed with intense martial arts combat. What sets it apart is its roguelike twist. Every time your character dies, they age instead of simply losing a life or continuing. This means each death adds years to your character's life, making them stronger but also more vulnerable. And if you get too old, it's game over. The combat in Sifu is absolutely incredible fast, brutal, and deeply satisfying. It's all about hand-to-hand fighting with a wide variety of moves, including strikes, dodges, parries, and counters, inspired by Pac-Man Kung Fu. The game encourages you to master timing and precision, and you can even use the environment and objects like bottles or pipes as weapons to take down enemies. What keeps players hooked is the thrill of the combat loop combined with the challenge of the aging mechanic. Each death makes you older and weaker, but also more experienced and powerful, in some ways creating a tense balance. You also unlock skills and upgrades over time, some of which carry over between runs, giving you a sense of progression despite the tough difficulty. Sifu is tough, especially without assists, but when the combat clicks, it's an amazing feeling like living out a stylish martial arts movie. The game's design rewards skill, strategy, and persistence, making it a rewarding experience for players who love challenging skill-based action games. When we think about Just Cause 3, I feel like it often gets lost in the shuffle, especially when people are comparing it to Just Cause 2 or Just Cause 4. But trust me, it's a total hidden gem. If you play it with all the DLCs on a high-end PC or Xbox Series X, it's a completely different game. The smooth frame rate makes all the difference, and it turns into one of the most insane and entertaining open-world action games out there. So what makes Just Cause 3 so special? For me, it's all about the wingsuit and the improved shooting mechanics. I mean, flying across the battlefield, blowing stuff up, and making a quick getaway is just the best. And it's not just the basic wingsuit. Once you unlock the jetpack, things get absolutely crazy. You basically become Iron Man, flying around and causing chaos wherever you go. The freedom and mayhem you can create in this game are just on a whole other level. Of course, it has those typical open-world slow moments, and some players still prefer Just Cause 2 for various reasons. But when the action kicks in, it's just absolutely insane. It's like nothing else out there. Just Cause 3 delivers this wild, explosive experience that's really hard to beat. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I highly recommend giving it a shot. It's a total blast, and I think you'll love it.
Some rebel choppers fueled and loaded, Rico. Help us help you.
You happen to see a guy around here, about this big, uses a cane? I was supposed to meet him.
I won't lie, Devil May Cry 5 is the one that really stands out to me from the whole Devil May Cry series. This game takes the series' signature stylish combat and perfects it. It's like they've taken all the best parts of the previous games and amplified them. Playing as Nero and Dante is an absolute blast. They're both so much fun to control, and the combat is just incredibly smooth. Nero's robotic arm system is a game changer. You can swap out arms with different abilities and even discard them to trigger special effects. It's like having a whole new set of moves at your fingertips. Now, I know some people might not be huge fans of the V character levels, but I think they're a great addition to the game. They add a bit of variety and mix things up, even if they're not as deep as Nero or Dante's segments. And let's be real, the action is just as over-the-top and bombastic as ever. It's like a non-stop adrenaline rush. The best part is, the gameplay is super approachable, even for newcomers to the series. The skill ceiling is high, so you can keep challenging yourself and improving, but it's not so tough that you'll get frustrated and give up. It's just a really fun game, and I think that's what makes it so special. So if you haven't checked out Devil May Cry 5 yet, what are you waiting for? I've got a game that's really close to my heart called Stranglehold. This one's a personal favorite of mine, and I'm excited to share it with you. So, you might know that Stranglehold is actually the video game sequel to the classic John Woo movie, Hard Boiled. And let me tell you, it's a total blast to play. You've got slow-motion dives, flying enemies, and your character sliding on food carts or rails while dual-wielding pistols, pure chaos in every shootout. It's like living inside a John Woo film with explosions and doves flying everywhere. Now, I know the game might not look as polished as some of the other shooters out there like Max Payne, and yeah, it can look a little rough around the edges, but honestly, that's not what Stranglehold is about. It's about delivering non-stop, over-the-top action and atmosphere. It's one insane action sequence after another, and that's what makes it so much fun. So, if you haven't checked out Stranglehold yet, I highly recommend it. It's a total adrenaline rush, and I think you'll love it. The game's all about embracing that crazy action-packed style that John Woo is famous for, and it's an absolute blast to play. Trust me, you won't be disappointed.
This is a moment I've long desired.
And finally, we are talking about the Bayonetta series. I mean, what else could it be? With Devil May Cry, I just picked one game, but for Bayonetta, the entire series really deserves the spotlight. These games are like a direct evolution of Devil May Cry's style, maybe a bit simpler when it comes to mechanics, but they totally make up for it with pure over-the-top spectacle. Bayonetta games are as wild and crazy as you can get. The stories are absolutely bonkers. The main character is delightfully absurd. The weapons are totally ridiculous. And the jokes? They're intentionally cringeworthy in the best way possible. The melodrama might not always hit the mark, but honestly, that's part of the charm. Personally, I love every game in the series. The first one is probably the most beloved overall, even if it has some annoying QuickTime events. I really enjoyed the second game, and even the third one, which some people didn't like as much, I thought was great. Bayonetta Origins might not quite fit in the same category, but I had fun with it too, and it even ends with a totally over-the-top boss fight that fits right in with the main series vibe. These games are all about being loud, flashy, and just plain fun. Sure, the stories don't always make a ton of sense, but the combat across the series is solid and super satisfying. They might be a little silly, but man, they are entertaining. And that wraps up our list of the best single-player games with non-stop action. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on future uploads. Got a favorite action-packed game that didn't make the list? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're playing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.